Love doesn't always end with shouting. Sometimes it ends in silence, in long pauses, in eyes that no longer meet. There's no betrayal, no fight, no final scene, just the slow erosion of what once felt infinite. This is the silent collapse of love, a death without noise, a breakup that happens long before the goodbye. Love rarely breaks suddenly. It fades, quietly, like a candle burning even after the flame is gone, leaving only smoke and memory. At first, everything seems fine. You tell yourself it's just a phase, just stress, just routine. But deep down, something inside you already knows. You're standing in the ruins of what used to be home. The first thing to vanish is curiosity. At the beginning, love is full of questions. What are you thinking? What makes you laugh? You explore each other like uncharted worlds. But when connection fades, curiosity dies first. You stop asking. You stop wondering. You already think you know the answers. Or worse, you stop caring to know. That's the quiet death of intimacy, when silence replaces interest and comfort replaces passion. Then conversation changes. It's no longer about feelings or dreams. It's about logistics. Did you pay the bill? Don't forget to pick up groceries. The language of the soul gets replaced by the language of coordination. It's not that you stop talking, you just stop saying anything that matters. And that's how you begin to feel lonely together. It's a strange kind of loneliness, the one that exists even when someone is right beside you. You sit on the same couch, scroll through your phones, pretend it's fine. But the silence between you gets heavier. The distance grows invisible roots. And the scariest part is that you both built it, slowly, unknowingly, brick by brick. Touch starts to fade too. It used to mean connection. A hand on the back, a kiss on the forehead, fingers brushing in the dark. Now it feels mechanical. Or it's gone altogether. Your bodies are still close, but your souls stopped reaching for each other. The absence of touch doesn't just kill passion, it kills comfort, safety, belonging. It whispers, "You're not wanted anymore," even if no one says it. You begin to edit yourself. You think before you speak. You swallow your emotions because you already know their reaction. You choose peace over honesty. And in doing so, you start losing yourself. You become a version of you that doesn't disturb them. You shrink your words, your laughter, your dreams. You start walking on emotional eggshells, hoping that silence will buy you safety. But silence never protects. It only erases. And the smaller you become, the less they even notice your absence. Because love that requires silence isn't love. It's performance. It's fear disguised as harmony. And one day, you look in the mirror and realize you've become fluent in pretending everything's fine. People often think that fighting means the end, but silence is worse. At least fights mean there's still something worth defending. When love collapses, conflict disappears. Not because everything's fine, but because no one cares enough to fight anymore. The temperature drops, the passion fades, and indifference settles like dust over everything you used to feel. Peace becomes avoidance. Calm becomes distance. It's not resolution, it's resignation. And that's the most dangerous kind of peace. The one that feels quiet but kills connection from within. You're still together, technically. You eat, you sleep, you share space. But it's choreography, not connection. You move through the motions like actors repeating a scene that no longer means anything. The routine feels safe, but inside it's empty. A heartbeat without a pulse. Habit replaces presence, and habit, unlike love, doesn't feel alive. You start to wonder when the warmth left, but the truth is, it didn't leave all at once. It slipped away quietly, one ignored feeling at a time. When the present feels hollow, your mind begins to wander. You imagine other lives, other versions of yourself. You replay the past or dream about someone new. These fantasies aren't betrayal, they're survival. Because when connection dies, imagination becomes the only place where love still feels real. But every fantasy is a quiet confession. I'm not here anymore. And even if your body stays, your soul starts packing long before you go. The future starts to disappear too. You used to plan, dream, believe in tomorrow. Now you avoid it. You stop saying next year or someday, because deep down, you know there won't be one. The absence of future tense is the subconscious way your heart says goodbye. Hope used to be your language, now it feels foreign. You stop picturing shared mornings and start picturing exits you never thought you'd take. And finally, you stop missing them. You feel lighter when they're not around. The air feels easier to breathe. Your thoughts are your own again. That's not freedom. That's the echo of love leaving your body. Relief becomes the most honest emotion you feel, and relief always comes before acceptance. It's the body's quiet way of saying, "You've held on long enough." The collapse of love isn't a storm. It's not loud, dramatic, or violent. It's a slow unraveling, like threads quietly pulling apart until nothing's left to hold. Most people don't notice it because it doesn't hurt all at once. It hurts in small doses, in moments of indifference, in things left unsaid, in eyes that don't look at each other anymore. And one day, you wake up and realize the silence between you has become louder than any argument ever was. Love doesn't die because of hate. It dies because of neglect. The soft, consistent kind that feels safe until it's too late. Neglect is invisible poison. It kills connection without ever being noticed. It whispers, "You still have time," even while it takes everything away. And if you recognize yourself in this, maybe it's not a sign to leave. Maybe it's a call to wake up. Because sometimes love can be rebuilt, but only if both people are brave enough to face the silence instead of hiding behind it. And that's the hardest part. To admit that silence has become your comfort, not your enemy. But if it's already gone, then maybe the kindest thing you can do is to stop trying to save something that's already whispering goodbye. Love should make you feel alive, not careful. Free, not trapped. Because where control begins, love ends. And where silence grows, truth dies. The silent collapse of love isn't the end of your story. It's the moment you realize that staying can hurt more than letting go. And sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is to stop clinging to what once was and start mourning what will never be again.